Good morning, folks. Ann here. It's June 2nd, Monday morning. It's about 8:30. I'm over here at the cemetery today. Yesterday on that sidewalk wasn't safe, so I don't think I'll be doing that very often. But today I wanted to talk about how giving up the carbs sometimes is not the hardest part. And what I mean by that is sometimes there's people in your life. Now we know the doctors, sometimes they guide us in the wrong direction. And I'm not going against the doctors. I believe that we need them and we should follow their advice, especially when you're coming off your meds. If you're doing good on your own and you can start reducing those meds, you need your doctor. But I'm talking about a lot about the other people in your life, like friends, family. Now this low carb diet, a lot of people don't believe in. You know, they still go by the old food pyramid, thinking that fat is not good for you. You know, and we all believed all of this. Well, I did for most of my life. I bought into it like everyone else. I believed it. So for somebody to change their mind and see the direction that we're going with the low carb, they don't understand. And some of them are not afraid to tell you how much they don't understand and tell you how wrong you are, that you're going to fail, you're going to end up in the hospital, you're going to make it worse. And I got to tell you folks, I haven't even shared this channel with family or friends. Now my family have health issues too, and they're reducing their carbs. But I'm not quite sure they're on the same page with me because I want to reduce it even further. That's my goal, to become a ketovore or even a carnivore. But they seem to be doing fine. They're doing okay. And I know all of you that are on the low carb diet and still having some carbs are doing fine. And it all comes down to what works for you, like I always say. But to actually discuss giving up carbs, you know, not eating bread, butter, pasta, people don't understand. They don't go along with that. For some reason, they believe that you need that, just the way we did. And some people might. I haven't heard of anything, though, any scientific proof that says that white flour is good for you. It's just the opposite. Killing us. And most of the population doesn't realize that. But we know it, and the reason we know it is because we've felt the effects of it. You know, younger people might not feel it so much. I didn't when I was younger. But as you get older, you feel the effects of the damage that those carbs and the processed food caused you. You know, you're the one that wakes up in the morning and can barely move when you get out of bed. Or the one that wakes up during the night in pain caused by the inflammation and arthritis and the knee joint and the hip pain. You're the one, we're the one that has felt that. People that are trying to tell you that low carb is not the answer has not experienced that. They haven't experienced how once you started going low carb, you're starting to feel better. I'm trying to make time here today. I want to get a good workout. I'm going to try to go 5 times if I haven't said that already. But folks, they don't know. They haven't lived in your body. They don't know the pain, and they don't know how much better you're getting. Now, how can you tell somebody that's finally starting to get out of their struggles and their desperation? How can you tell somebody that what they're doing is wrong? And you know, I don't tell a lot of people because I don't want to get into that argument with anyone. Nobody knows unless they walk in your shoes what you're going through or what is helping you. We listen to them. We listen to all the advice, the medical advice for years, and it didn't get us anywhere. It put us in this condition. In time we gotta take back our lives, and you know, people tell us things in good faith, you know, they're trying to help us, but if you listen to that long enough, you know, then you'll start following their path. You're not on their path, folks, you're on your path. You know, just like this whole community is of different places that we want to be or that we're there at. We're not all exactly going to do the same, but we are going to do the low carb or eliminate the carb, whatever works for us. Low fat is the problem. I don't buy it no more, folks. I don't buy it. Too many people are getting healed by going this way. Sure, they want to sell us that poison. I grew up like that, like a lot of you did with you had to have some kind of a carb on the plate. And maybe with the 6 kids, we gotta say, maybe that's how they filled up the family. You know, they couldn't feed all 8 of us, 6 kids and my parents, all meat, all steak, all hamburgers. And that's one of the good reasons why they're probably pushing it. You know, to fill us up on other things. We lived, we survived. But it didn't help us in the long run. And now we have a chance to reverse all the damage that it's done. I told my family, I've told them all about this channel and how wonderful I'm doing. The new subscribers, all of you, thank you so much. I'm so happy about it all. And you keep me going, you really do. And I pray I'm helping a lot of you too. This will be my 2nd lap. I don't want to forget. I want to go 5 times. It's time for me to increase it. That'll be 1.25 miles. So I think that is one of the hardest parts, you know, especially if you're with a loved one and you live with them. You know, they might feel like they're really trying to help you by convincing you that you're doing the wrong thing. But, you know, what are they going to say when you're laid up in bed and, you know, you need a wheelchair to get around? We're getting to that point, folks. Maybe not all of us, of course not, but other ailments are just as bad. You know, if you're suffering with heart conditions or kidney disease, or I think we'll be so much better to nip it in the bud as best as we can now. You know, I already have the diabetes, diverticulitis, arthritis. I have it all. You younger folks, if you can nip it in the bud, do it. Because it's the carbs and it's the processed food that's gonna bring you right along with the rest of us seniors that are already there and hurting. You know, we have to realize that, you know, because we got to this condition was not because we're lazy. Our bodies was breaking down. You know, if your body is not working properly, it's not possible to get out there and lead a normal life. So people won't call you lazy. You know, you're struggling because of a issue that's carbs that are attacking your body and attacking your cells and your tissues. You know, that's impossible to ask somebody to do, to come back from that. Well, I think it is. Yeah, you can go on a fad diet, but it won't last long. It never did for me, folks. This low carb is what seems to be helping. Now, I go one day at a time. I'm not a doctor. It's different for other people. The only thing I can tell you is what's been working for me. I don't have any cravings. I'm walking. I could barely walk when I first started this in March. No. So what? I'm going to let somebody tell me I'm doing the wrong thing? It's not happening. Nobody be able to convince me that I should go back to eating the way I was and reduce my fat. Nobody could tell me that. That fat is lubricating my joints, taking away my inflammation. So that's what has been our problem. You know, being poisoned. You know, you can't get motivation when you're feeling like that and when you're still eating that garbage. You can't. You're almost fighting a losing battle. Now, I know people can do it. I know. This is not a one-size-fits-all. But most of us that are in poor condition, I believe this is the answer, folks. I don't believe eating all vegetables for myself would help. No, they bloat me. I got diverticulitis. I used to think salads was the best thing to have. They're loaded with oxalates. Little crystals that sink into your tissues. You know, no wonder we're in pain. You know, and I gotta tell you, folks, a lot of you say I inspire you, but I have not had a tremendous amount of weight loss. And it's been, it's been since March 22nd. I gotta slow down. I feel it a little bit in my chest. I want to go so fast. I want to go so far. I have the desire again to do that. But I can't push it. Now see, when I just noticed a little thing odd in my chest, so I slowed down. You got to listen to your body. lot of weight, folks. But I say to myself, that's okay, because I'm building muscle in my legs, my thighs. The thighs, I remember hearing, are the biggest muscles in your body. And if I'm growing muscles in my thighs and my calves that weigh more than fat, then it sounds logical to me. Yeah, it's discouraging getting on that scale and not seeing a half a pound last week. And I want to be able to tell you guys, oh, I lost so much weight. But it didn't happen. But I feel 100 times, I'm not going to say 100 times because that would mean I feel I'm right back to normal, but I feel, let me get this right. I probably feel, I think I'm going places with this diet. I think everything's going to heal. I got positive vibes about it all. So I can't even say 90 because I have a lot more to heal. I'm going to say I feel 70% better. And that's significant. That means I have 30% more of healing. Well, maybe I'm not 70, maybe I'm 60. Well, okay, let's do this. Physically, I got a long way to go physically. I got down to 150, between 150 and 155 on my blood sugar this morning. I don't know, those are tough numbers. I don't know how bad I hurt myself with all that eating and lack of exercise. I don't know where I am exactly. All I could tell you is mentally, I'm 70%. I'm feeling so much better. My body is feeling better too, but I'm not sure how far I got to go. I need a lot of things I need to heal. But just being able to get out here and walk, that means all the world to me. If that scale never shows another pound loss, I will not go back. That is just one little way to measure yourself, and it's not that important. Somebody's mentioned a measuring tape. I gotta get one off Amazon. So I feel like my belly went down a little. Still big though. All right, I'm gonna show you right now my belly. There you have it. I want to get a side view. Look it. There I am, folks. All of me. And believe it or not, that's a little smaller than the first picture when I started in March. I have that picture that I want to share to you. But and there is a video, that freezer prep video that I made, that really does give you a good idea of what I look like and still look like, but slightly better. This is I'm telling you, I can't count. I've lost my counting ability. I don't know how many times I went around. I mess up my words sometimes. Boy, that's scary, but you know what? They say Alzheimer's is diabetes number 3. And if I'm not eating carbs, hopefully it's not going to get me. But I'm not worried about that, folks. Sometimes I think I talk so fast that I don't give my brain enough time to catch up to my mouth. So, We got to get through all that. What people are telling us. We got to do the research. We got YouTube videos that will tell you everything you need to know. And the more knowledge you get, the stronger you're going to become. The more you're going to believe it. You're going to see other people that are healthy and living a lifestyle for years without having to go back to carbs. And the processed food, we don't even have to talk about that. It's poison. I mean, I'm talking to myself too, folks. I hope you all know that. With those cigarettes, all the poisons in there, 500 different poisons. I might as well have just got behind a car and sucked in the fumes from the exhaust. We know that we're hurting ourselves, and yet we continue to do it. Because we're addicted. Once you're addicted, they got us right where they want us. They got us addicted. We're going to go back for more. And more and more. We got to break that addiction and not fall for it anymore. One day at a time, slowly, gradually. Give that garbage up. We have to be the warriors in our own bodies because no one else is going to save us. It's so true. I believe that. Even the best doctor that will go along with our reducing our meds and everything, the best doctor will not be able to walk around and hold our hand. This must be 3 I'm going on. I'm going to look back at this video because I feel like I'm going to be able to do one more after this. I'm already feeling it. Folks, I love this fresh air in the morning. And I haven't been, for a few days, I don't think I've been out in the morning because I've been coming out a little later. And the morning is the best for me. I gotta go slow for a minute. And I also want to say that for us seniors, it's not the age. It's not our age, folks, that's slowing us down. Sugar is slowing us down. We should be able to live a ripe old age. There's people that do it. We just got to get it right. We got to feed our bodies the proper fuel, the nutrients that it needs. Don't tell me that it's too late for me to start this, because I just started. And it's not too late. It's not too late for anyone at any age. It's like an epiphany when you finally see it really is what the okay, so that must have been, according to my time, I think I went 4 times. I'm gonna try to do one more lap. I think I went 4 times already. So I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna wish you all the best, and thank you all for the subscriptions and the likes and the comments, and the encouragement, everything. And I hope my videos continue to help you. You're in my thoughts all the time. I'm praying for you guys, praying for myself. We're gonna do this. We got God helping us, and nobody can stand in the way of God. Folks, you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.